Working our way through this Thursday. I'm John Jenkinson here on the Market Day Report. We're so glad that you are here with us. Just a quick reminder that the markets will trade all the way through Friday, but they'll be closed on Monday in observance of the New Year Day. So let's go over here to our futures to see where we're at. We've been about a penny to 2 cents lower in this corn market for about the last 45 minutes now. March corn down 2 3/4 at 6.80, and that's going to put us right about in the middle of the trading range between a 6.77 1/4 low and a 6.82 1/4 high. July corn's down 1 1/4 at 6.73 1/2. And the new crop December, if you're wanting to price things ahead a little bit, 6.10 3/4, that is down a penny. So we've kind of been trending like this for about the, as I mentioned, about the last 45 minutes or so. And that was even after the ethanol report came out. We'll get to that in a moment. Well, soybeans have been all over the place here today. We've been higher. We've been lower, and that was after a lower last night overnight trade. January soybeans right now starting to make a little bit of a rebound after they made a low of 15.01 1/4. Now we're up to 15.09 3/4. We're up to up about 3 1/4 cents. Make that 15.16 1/4. So we've got a pretty wide trading range here of well, right there at 15 cents. March up 3 3/4 at 15.18. And the August is up 3 3/4 at 15.04. We don't have any numbers here for December or the November new crop yet. Let's move on over to the soybean meal, where January is down 70 cents at 465.60 a ton. And soybean meal today up 61 cents a hundredweight at 66.41. Chicago wheat market. Here we go. We've got the March down 11 3/4 at 773 3/4. The May wheat down 11 3/4. The new crop July is down 11 1/4 at 785. March Kansas City wheat down 14 1/2 at 867 3/4. July is down 13 3/4. Minneapolis July wheat is down 7 1/2 at 907. And a quick check of cotton here on the December contract, down 83 at 80.23. Richard Plackemeier with CHS is here with us. Richard, it's good to talk to you. First of all, I want to go back here and talk about this soybean complex here for just a little bit. It seems to be the one that's trying to push a little bit higher here today. Is this technically driven, fundamentally driven? What's your opinion?
Well, I mean, it's thin markets here at the end of the year, but it does appear that, the bean market seems like we kind of played off some of the rains and moisture in South America from last weekend, and they're back to kind of watching the longer-term forecast appear to be maybe drier. And there's been some chatter of some additional China demand snooping around for U.S. beans in a February to March slot to fill in some business they need there. Beans have been a better performer out here as far as exports go. And they have, they've had a little bit of a rally and held together. We don't really get the markets pushing up. We did yesterday close towards the highs, but we're selling off. I mean, there's plenty of demand out here. And that seems to be, just keeping a pretty good solid bid on the upside trend that we've seen here in this bean market. And it's also, if you look at the charts, it's kind of had a little bit of a breakout into some fresh highs. We're getting close to some, the recent range, kind of getting up in some new, fresh, higher territory above $15 here. Really, I think old crop, it's a fair price. It's not the best that folks have seen, since harvest and last year. But new crop beans, we've had a lot of interest in some folks taking a look at November beans 23 up here at 14.15. And wondering if that's not a bad idea to start thinking about what we're going to be doing with pricing some of that. Brazil's still set to have a pretty big crop. 153 million tons is what a lot of the analysts are still projecting down there. So there will be plenty of beans out here at some point to be competitive. And the same thing for corn. But we're just kind of trying to, trade in and out of what the dollar and the macro markets are doing in a very thin trade, when a lot of the spec and money buyers out here and traders are just not really convicted to being in the market too much, although they have added some spec length into the bean market to kind of end the year here. So that's kind of how things feel or look to be, wrapping up here. We'll just see if we can hold positive trade here today.
All right, Richard, thank you very much, and Happy New Year to you. Richard Plackemeier with CHS. We'll check the livestock trade. That's straight ahead. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us.